Hey guys, I'm back with another review, and today I'll be showing you guys a KO version of the Studio Series 38 Optimus Prime, which is the Aoyi, I'll just call it Aoyi Mech Sai Star Commander. So first, usually we'll take a look at the packaging, but this guy came in a brown box because he doesn't have a box. But anyways, this is the main topic. Now, first of all, I just wanted to say that this captures a very good look of Optimus Prime. The overall aesthetic of this figure is amazing. I mean, you can just look at this figure and say that's Optimus Prime because it's such a good look of Optimus. So first we'll take a look at the articulation. Head is on a ball joint, but it is kind of limited of how weightings are built here. But legs, hands can move out that much after you move these panels. A swivel here, a bend here, and a swivel here, which is actually very tight. Then a waist swivel. Legs can kick forward that much and back only a little bit of how the kibble is here. Then legs can kick backward a lot. Then there is an ankle tilt and the legs can kick down that much. So pretty poseable figure actually. You can get him into some really cool poses. I'll just try to get him into one right now. And he does come with one accessory, which is his iron blaster, which is reminiscent of his original G1 blaster. So I'll just peg that there. And just this guy standing looks awesome, I have to admit it. It's such an amazing look. I just have to say it again and again. But that's pretty much it for his robot mode. The chest panels are made of die cast or alloy because it is magnetic. But anyways, for the transformation, we'll start off by folding these window panels out like this. They are a little stiff there. But then you want to fold these silver panels out like this. Then you want to fold the head down and then come to the back. You want to fold these sections out like this. Move out the arms for clearance because that'll make the transformation much easier. Then rotate the arms not over here but right over here like this. This might be a clear view like that. Then you want to fold out the wheels like this, and that will clear some way for you to lift up this section like this. So then you want to rotate this entire section around like this, which is pretty stiff because it's on a pin here. But then you want to bring these window sections inside like this, fold up this top section. Then bring up the head section and that'll click in very tightly. Then you want to fold down the arms, and this is going to be very reminiscent of how the original Optimus transformed. You want to bring the arms back and forward like this. Just make sure everything is cleared. And then there's this tiny little tab here, and that will tap into place onto the shoulders. Do the same on the other hand. Like this, make sure everything is tapped in well. Then there are these panels here. You just want to bring them down and rest them over there. Like so. Make sure they're sitting nice and flush. Then there are these panels on the sides of the arms. You want to fold them out and bring them up. Now it's a little tricky aligning them, but they will tab into place if everything is tapped. Oops, yeah. These are on friction tabs, so they do like to pop off a little bit, which is a little annoying, but I can deal with it. Do the same for the other side. Bring it up. Tab it into place. It is supposed to tab onto the windows because there are these slots here. So just try to tab that in place. Yeah. So once that's done, you can fold up these panels from the sides of the wheels and just bring them up over here. So once you've aligned all that, just bring down the legs, and then you want to fold out the front section of the truck and make sure that's flush. And then there are these tabs here and slots right on the back of the front section, and you want to tab that into place. It gets a little tricky, but it is possible. Tab that into place, both sides. Make sure everything is aligned well. And this section can be a little tricky to tab in, but it is possible. Again, it is on a friction joint, so it does like to untab a little bit, so just be careful about that. But as long as you have everything aligned, it will tab into place eventually. Yeah. So now the front section of the truck is done. Now we're moving on to the legs. Start off by folding these panels on the sides over there and make sure they're sitting flat. Then just straighten the legs and untab these sections from the back of the legs, and be careful with them because they are on a stiff joint and they are pretty thin, so be careful about that. Fold out the gas tanks, and then there are these grooves here and the slots are on the back of the legs, so just bring that up and tab it into place like so. Then you can come up over here, untab the shins and fold up these panels, and behind the shins that will form the cab rack. Do the same over here on the other side of the leg. Then we are just going to keep them here. We'll deal with them later. Now you want to fold the legs not over here. There are two hinges. You want to fold it right over here like this, and that will free some way for you to rotate the toes up. Do the same over here. And then on the second leg there is a trailer hitch, so just fold that out. Then rotate it up, and it gets a little weird here because then you want to push it up and there it'll tab into place like that. You want to do the same here, and then there is a groove here, so you want to tab the trailer hitch over there and then make sure that sits. It does like to untab quite a bit when you are folding in the trailer hitch and the cab rack, but if you push it in well enough, it will stay. So then what you want to do is tab in the cab rack, and there are two things going on here. There are these slots here and the grooves are right behind over here. Things are starting to untab because he is a bit more panely, but there's these slots here and there are these tabs here. There's a tiny little hole here and a slot here. So you want to angle that in and connect it like that. It does get a little tricky aligning both of them together, but once you do that, just tab both of the pieces of the cab rack into place like so. Make sure everything's lining. This place does like to untab a bit. It's okay, but then just make sure everything is aligned, make sure everything is tabbed into place. And here's the truck mode. It's actually a really clean truck mode. It's very good, I can say. He does untab a little bit, but as long as everything is aligned, he will stay into place. Again, a really clean truck mode. I like how it's really accurate representation. On the top, as you can see, the frame is really clean, which is really accurate to a real-life truck. And then the cab rack is a little thick, and there are these gaps here, but I don't really mind them. And that's pretty much it for the truck. He does roll, but you have to straighten it quite up a bit. Make sure everything is tabbed into place. Again, because he has a lot more panels, he does like to untab, but as long as you're doing everything right, he will tab into place. Now, to transform him back into his robot mode, it does get a little tricky because there are a lot more things to move to the side, but then untap these panels from the side. We'll just clear that out for now. And then untap the trailer hitch, because, not the trailer hitch, the cab rack. Then just bring it out. Things will start to untap, but that's okay because we are going to need it to untap. Bring out the front section of the truck and fold it up, like so. Then you want to bring out the window sections and fold in the silver panels like this. Bring them in. After you do that, you can lift up these panels. What you want to do is, since they are tabbed into place, don't lift them directly, just push from the middle and then it will come out by itself like this. So just lift from the middle and then it will tap. And then there's this panel here. Once you do that, it will untab. Then after that, you can just bring back these sections and move them off for the side right now, because we're gonna come here and fold down these panels onto the wheels like this on both sides, and then just push them down for clearance. I mean, we will have to rotate them back up again, but to make the transformation easier, just do that. Then you want to bring out the arms like G1 Optimus and move them out for clearance. Make sure the hands are tapped into place. And then this is where this guy gets a little annoying. This place isn't really stiff, but once you do that, it will unpeg and that will release the head. Make sure everything is done right, and after that you can rotate the entire top section. And now you want to rotate the wheels out again, and then bring down this section like so. Now after you do that, you can rotate this panel over here, bring up the head, make sure everything is done right, and bring up the head. Then angle the windows kind of like this. You can do it any way you want, but it's supposed to be angled like in the movie. Then you want to bring the wheels back like so, and then rotate the front slab, and there are these grooves here and these tabs here. You want to try to align them together and tap them in place. It does get a little tricky because there's a lot going on in the back, but once it's tapped into place, you can fold down these shoulder panels and fold down the arms. Then just rotate this section around so that the panels are on the back like this. And once you do that, we can get into the legs. Now for them, we'll start off by untabbing this section and then folding in the gas tanks and rotating these panels up like so. Then what you want to do is fold in the trailer hitch into the second leg. Then bring out that foot. And then once you do that, you can clear out some way for rotating the feet like this, and then lift it up right over here. So do the same over here, untab this section, rotate it all the way around, then rotate this and fold it up. Sometimes it may bump into stuff, but it is possible. Then fold it up, yeah. Then you want to untap the cab rack and fold the two panels inside it like this. And then once you do that, there are these grooves here and here, and there are these slots here and here. So you want to tap them into place. Make sure it's all done right. And do that on the second leg too. Now come over here and bring these panels up, and there is a groove here and a slot here. I know if it's very visible, but there's that tiny little slot there. You want to align that and bring it up. It does get a little tricky, but once you do that, you can bring up this section. Do that over here too. Yeah. Then this place is supposed to tab in, but it doesn't really tab in that well. But it's okay because the joints are nice and tight. But just try to tap that in place. What's going on here? Cab rack does like to move around a little bit, but once you align, it does tap into place. Then make sure everything is sitting nice and flush, and there he is in his robot mode again. Now again, for the storage, he does have his gun on these. There are these tabs here and there are these holes here, which you can tap the gun and angle it like this, which looks really nice, and you can barely even notice it, which is really good. But overall, it's a very amazing figure. I really do recommend it. I got mine from AliExpress. It does take a while to come, but I'm sure it'll come safe, and it's an amazing figure. Just one more thing. Here he is with Evasion Optimus, which is my first Voyager Optimus. Hey, why did you fall down? But we can compare his joints because he's a lot more older, so his joints are a bit more loose. But again, he's actually kind of smaller than Evasion Optimus, but he's still a better figure than this guy overall because of the aesthetic of this guy. So this guy's still a better figure. He does clean up better than this guy, but I still think this guy has a lot more of that G1 feel. So I really like this figure a lot better. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching, and bye for now.